Hi, Dad. I was just calling to check on you. Maybe you're asleep. I'll try again later. The call failed. All right. I love you. Mom is walking well. Okay. Bye-bye.
Hi, Dad. But that's what I say when I call him. How's he saying that to me? Worst interpreter ever. He's one of the best songwriters ever. Hal, Aaron, Philly. Let's go for a drive.
9 o'clock. I'm bored to death. Smoke so much I can smell my own breath. My baby left me. My best friend's not at home. Can't get that woman off my mind. I've never been the brooding kind, but there's still one thing makes me come alive. Yeah, I'm gone for a drive.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
All right. Thank you, Alex. Alex Exum, ALEXEXUM, AlexExum.com. for that great intro, and Hal and Philly for that great song. You ready to dumb it down? That's fantastic. Let's do it. We'll get right to the news. The big news in the world. Hey, I'm actually in my Kia Rio. That's right. My son recently got his own car. After months and years and realms and eons and decades and centuries and 4 scores and 7 scores and all that, he got his own car. And, I didn't think it was ever going to happen, but he got his own car. He was very particular about what he wanted, how he was going to go about getting it, and all this other craziness that I didn't go through when I was his age. I was like, what, car? Take it, bye. That's how I am. Very pragmatic, even back then. What is that? Car? Take it. Bye. And I go. $500, $1,000, whatever. Took a car. Take it. Bye. Gotta go. Bye. But no, he had this Kia. He was borrowing, and he just kept on going and going, and after a while, whatever it was, I don't know how many months and months, all through the COVID and even before the COVID, I was whatever. So he's got a car. So I'm taking the Kia back because I'm going to commute in the Kia until I can do Dave's Fit Life again and go to Planet Fitness and, take my showers and sleep up there where I work. Then I'm just going to get the 35 miles to the gallon here in the Kia. The Caravan gets good mileage, but not for commuting. Not if I'm trying to save money. And, I've been taking some time off from work. Really, really, really fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I could spend the whole half hour going, I love it, I love it, I love it, taking time off from work. I probably took off a couple of weeks too many, because I definitely can see it on my paychecks. I'm like, because when you only work 2 days a week or only 3 days a week out of your potential 4 and 5 days a week, it's definitely like half. I've definitely been making a lot less money. But I got to tell you, considering what I've been going through, considering what the world's going through, I definitely needed a break. I would have loved to had the entire time off 100%, and just get unemployment. My company would have done me a big favor if they had just said, you know what, Dave, we're going to do a whole thing with this company, and we're going to, whatever. You might be able to take time off. With my seniority, it probably would have never came down to me. There would have been some guys at the top who said, yeah, I'll take that money. And so I probably would have never seen it. So maybe this was the best thing. But I loved having, what I did was I was taking my regular, Saturday is kind of like my recovery day, right? I get off Saturday morning. So I've been taking Saturdays, whatever left of it, sleeping, waking up, having the rest of the day. And some Saturdays I slept well. Most Saturdays I just slept like 2 or 3 hours, got up, and I was still groggy. Sunday was a full day, and then I would take off Monday night, and I would take off Tuesday night. I have Wednesday nights off anyway, and then I go back, work Thursday and Friday, and then I'd be off again. Recovery Saturday, and then off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, Yeah, I've been basically working, I think 2 days a week. I think 1 or 2 weeks I worked the third day because they needed me on Monday. So the last, I don't even know how many weeks it's been, 4, 5, 6 weeks, I've been taking off a lot of time. And I really, really needed it. I needed it. I've been needing it for years. What I really need is to not, I don't want to say to not be working at all. I really need to not be in trucking anymore. I need to not be working nights anymore. But, I'm not making enough money off the podcast and the YouTube, so I can't. I got to go to work. And there's really no other work available in the area, especially during this time. This is not a good time for a career change or an anything change. By the way, I am behind a GMC SUV, GMC truck. I don't even know what this is. I'm behind a GMC something. The guy's got the American flag sticking out his back window. And it's not dragging on the floor. But the stars part of it, the blue part with the white stars, is tucked inside the window, and the rest of it is just flailing in the air. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not the proper way to display an American flag. I'm pretty sure if I was like a true blue veteran and I knew proper flag, respectful, red, white, and blue, stars and stripes, flag display, modes and methods or whatever, mores or whatever the words are, the proper way of flying it, that's improper. It's probably disrespectful. He probably thinks he's being a great American. But listen, you want to fly a flag, fly a flag. But by the way, that's spontaneous. That just happened. And I don't think that's the proper way to do it. I think it's disrespectful to tuck it into something. Should be at the end of a clear-cut pole. So he's got this big flag. You could get a smaller flag, right? One that fits your back window, and then you could somehow, display it that way or put it on your antenna or something. But that's a really big flag that should be hanging from a pole, and he's got it in the back of his truck just blowing in the wind, and the stars part of it is tucked into the window. That seems kind of sloppy and disrespectful to me. But whatever. That's what we're dealing with this country today. We are dealing with, so I spoke about being back in the Kia. Oh, by the way, let's do a quick mileage report. And I tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dedicate this mileage report. I hope I don't screw this up. I hate when I screw things up, don't you? Don't you hate when you screw things up too? Let's see if I can make this happen. I'm going to see. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to dedicate this mileage report to Linda from Awesome Insanity Surfers. Yes, awesome. Let me say it slowly because I think the Brooklyn ruins it. Awesome Insanity Surfers. She is back with season 2, which really, it's really like season whatever, but for all intents and purposes, intents, 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 for all intents and purposes, this is season 2. And she's doing, the new show just came out July 6th. It's called Crash Dystopia Changes. Crash Dystopia Changes. And I'll give you a quick description. It came out July 6th. Agent 1 tells of the changes to the group, the travels they have made, the people in encampments they have come across with their own struggles, and her theory of what the network drones may actually consist of. If her theory is correct, could this be the turning of the tide to bring humanity to a place of safety from the network? So in collaboration with Crash Exile, the story originator, you'll find his YouTube channel, and she tells you where to find. There's a Crash Dystopia YouTube series, which I haven't been watching. I like Linda and what she does. It might be too much information for me. I don't really know if I can handle it. But anyway, so she can explain it in the Spreaker box if she wants. So there you go, man. That's fantastic. So the mileage report, which by the way, I reset the trip odometer. So now I'm at 5.3 because I'm passing the mild and rest area as I do this podcast during my commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway. It's always been the premise of this that I do 2 shows a week, one on the way in and one on the way back, and I try to space them out 3 or 4 days apart. So this is my Thursday going in. Normally it would be like a Monday or Tuesday going in, but I didn't go in Monday or Tuesday. So I could have done this my Friday coming back, but then the shows get too close to each other. And I've been doing a couple of shows like Sunday night, like really late. This last one was in my house. It was like really late, like Sunday, 11 o'clock at night or Monday morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's like, whoa, I'm tired and it's late. And last week I had to take two. I had to do a show twice at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So that was exhausting. That was really exhausting. And it's not good for me. It can really, I'm definitely recording in the dark side of Dave Canyon, which is fine maybe for you guys. It is fine for everybody. It's just, it gets a little dark and a little scary. So the mileage report, I don't know if you guys remember where we left off. Does anybody remember where we left off? You want to play a guessing game? I don't. 100,000? 150,000 miles? 200,000 miles? Higher? Should I go higher? 250,000 miles? Higher? 260. Higher? 270. Higher? 280,000 miles. Higher? 281. 200. Oh, let's just finish the game. Because there's this, I might, if I remember, I might tell you a story about a game that I hate playing. All right. 284,726 miles. 284,726 miles. A 2008 Kia Rio LX. I bought this car at 50,000 miles. I bought this car when it was a child. 50,000, right? That's basically 1/5, almost 1/6 of the miles that I will eventually be hitting if I keep on driving this every day, 90 miles a day. When I get to 300,000, I remember it was like 51,000 miles. So that is like 1/5, 1/6. You know, think of your lifetime. Let's say you live to be 100 or whatever. You know, 1/5 or 1/6. That makes you like 15 years old. All right, so I got it as a young teenager. Let's say it all depends. Well, it's Kia, right? So it's Korean. So how long is that what it is? Or Vietnamese? How long do those guys live for? So okay, maybe 120. I have no idea. All right. So anyway, not to get political, but anyway, there you go. I am back in the Kia, commuting in the Kia. Hello, Kia. When am I going to get that sponsorship? When am I going to get that new car? When is Kia? Let me tell you a quick Kia story. Really quick Kia story. And we'll get back to the game that I don't like playing, maybe. And then we'll get back to why I'm doing this podcast in the first place. So for those of you who are brand new to the show, I do this during my commute to and from work. Because otherwise I go crazy in this long, boring commute. Driving behind trucks and cars and trying to do 60, 65 miles an hour. Oh yeah, I forgot this Kia doesn't have cruise control. I just went to set the cruise control because my van has it, but the Kia doesn't have cruise control. Yeah, it's one of the drawbacks. It doesn't have cruise control. So a lot of times I'll find myself doing like 80 miles an hour. And I did get a ticket once, but not during the podcast. And I've never had an accident during the podcast. I usually drive even better, I think, when I'm doing the podcast because I'm paying attention, except I do have a tendency to speed. And so, by the way, 284,000. I just put a whole bunch of money into this. I think like $190. I got a wheel alignment. I got a brand new front left tire. They rotated the tire, so I think that front left tire is now in the back, so whatever. I got 4 decent tires, and I got a wheel alignment, and everything's been rotated. The oil change was done a couple of thousand miles ago, so it says here I'm due at 286, so the next 2,000 miles I'm due for an oil change. I probably won't get one for another 4,000 or 5,000 miles. And what else is there? I did some other work in the car. I forgot what it was. But yeah, the timing belt was done a while ago. If I baby this car, I should be okay. I should be okay with this car for a long, long time. And as soon as they open up the Planet Fitness, I'll go back to the van. But in the meantime, I'm doing everything here in the Kia Rio. So a really quick Kia story. I used to, not hashtag, yeah, whatever with Kia America. I did all this research, and I found, who to contact when you tweet, right? Like, I'm going to tell them I'm doing this really great podcast. Not really great, but I'm doing this podcast, and I'm using the Kia, back and forth, Kia. And I do the mileage report. Remember, the mileage report used to be sponsored by my friends at Comedy Pipe. Yeah, wherever you are on a Wednesday afternoon, Comedy Pipe. Anyway, Wednesday. So anyway, my buddy Mike and the boys do a show every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So there you go. I'm doing another one anyway, comedypipe.com. Pipe Dream is the name of the show. Now I remember. Pipe Dream is the name of the show. Comedy Pipe is the name of the network. There you go. 284,730 miles now. So now I got 2 mileage reports. First was dedicated to Linda, an awesome Sandy Surfers. Now I got the other one. So I used to constantly tweet. You tag or whatever it is in tweeting. So one of them would be Kia. Every week, Kia. 2 shows a week, Kia. I'd be, all right. And no, I would never get a response from Kia. Kia would never like, oh, thanks, Dave. We'll try to listen to you. Oh, whatever. Hope you're enjoying it. Hey, here's a Here's a $10 gift certificate for mentioning Kia. Nothing. All right, whatever. You never know. You just keep on doing it. And then some days I would get really, really motivated. I would go into the Kia website and I would click contact, or I'd click privacy. I just keep on clicking. And I would Google. I was like, there's got to be somebody who's in charge of the social network. I would go crazy because I was like, how is it I'm tweeting every week and you guys you don't even retweet, nothing. You don't say, hey, cute story, like in their little, whatever it was, like not even a mention. Well, anyway, so that went on for a long time. Am I shouting? I find myself shouting. So then my buddy Matt Neff, who now has a YouTube channel called Matt Drones On, because he's got this drone. He's doing beautiful videos. So go to YouTube and check out my buddy Matt Neff in Matt Drones On. And he also has the Entre Neato podcast. Entre, E-N-T-R-E, the Neato, it's all one word, N-E-A-T-O podcast. Great guy, and my first roommate in podcast movement. And so anyway, he posts one day, he tweets one day out of the blue, hey, Kia, you should really, blah, 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 Dave Canyon, something about that. He's doing his podcast, in his Kia. And bam, right away, like within a day. Hey, that's really great news. Thanks, Matt, for bringing it to our attention. And Matt told me about it. I'm like, I can't. I was like laughing. And on the other hand, I was like, I don't understand. I had been tweeting, and I don't know. Can you go through your tweet history? I noticed is it a little bit difficult to do that? I don't know how to do that. Mentions? I don't even know how that works. Like, there's no real. Is there really a history button in tweeting? But they responded to him in a day. Yeah, well, it's really great news. Thanks for bringing that to our attention, Matt. And I'm like, but I've been what do you mean, Matt? I've been bringing it to your attention. I've been tweeting about it every time I do a show. I put it up there. Hey, new show. Hey, Kia. And by the way, it wasn't just Kia. It was Kia. It was Spreaker, who doesn't really show me any love. I'm not angry before anybody gets, hey, whoa, Dave's like anti-Spreaker. I'm not. I'm just like, guys, you treat me like a stranger. I felt like we were like a family. I mean, I'm constantly clicking like. By the way, I do this for everybody. It's probably why I don't get much done, because I'm spending too much time trying to help other people. I click like, I listen to their I really listen. I listen to people's podcasts. I'm not that selfish. I'm selfish, but I dedicate time to be not selfish. So that probably makes up for my selfishness. I'm selfish and I'm selfish. I'm a podcaster. I'm allowed to be selfish and I'm allowed to be selfish. Whatever. So anyway, so that's my quick. It turns out not that quick of a Kia story. But Matt Neff posts something and bam, he gets a response. And I was like, yeah. And then I think I responded to like, hey, wait a minute. I've been tweeting this. How do you not see mine, but you see his? Which makes me feel, and I know this is conspiratorial. Is that the word, conspiratorial? But I do feel like there's a filter out there, like somebody that controls and keeps me limited, keeps my message limited. I feel that way. How do you explain that? That all of a sudden Matt just posts something. Well, I tell you what, if anybody is in the tweeting business that's listening to this, I'd love it if you tweet to Kia. Hey, Kia, Dave's back with the podcast, episode 236, 237, whatever it is, 240. And he's doing his podcast in his Kia during his commute. It's just so weird. And by the way, my phone is in one of those phone holders that's in the air conditioning vent. So, which is good because my phone tends to overheat when it's in the caravan and the sun's coming through the window. So now it's like in the air conditioning vent and apparently staying very cool and working well. Okay, how do I sound? Do I sound like I'm in a refrigerator? I'm cold. All right, so we told the Kia story. I gave my mentions to Hal and Linda and Alex. And I want a happy birthday, Alex, I guess, or happy anniversary. He just did some show about something and he got gifts or whatever. And he thanked everybody that got him a gift. But for some reason, he finds it very hard in his heart to thank me, who's been mentioning his show every show for the last since he took over the announcing. For like although he did comment in a show a couple of shows ago. I forget. I think the last one. And I'm gonna have to do a bonus show about reading the listeners' comments. But it's so funny. Like he just thanks. Hey, thanks, man. Hey, thanks for the gift. Thanks for the material gift. I'm like, I've been talking about your show forever. I'm going to thank you, Dave, for mentioning my show every show. So it's another one of the situations like, By the way, I don't do it for that. It sounds like I do, right? I don't do it for that. I do it because I want to be helpful. I like to be nice to my friends. And it's just so funny that a lot of times people don't see the gift. They don't see the true gift. The true gift of thinking of you consistently, being appreciative, episode after episode. I think I might have missed like one episode where I didn't say thank you, Alex. But whatever. It's all good. It's fine. We move on. Everybody, it's fine. I move on. Because I know there was some concerns about the last show about a comment I made. So maybe we'll address that. Maybe I'll forget it. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Or maybe we won't. All right, so I'm going through the checklist in my mind because I don't keep notes. For those of you who are listening for the first time, yeah, Dave, we noticed. You seem to be all over the place. You don't keep notes. No, I don't have the time. I really don't have the time. It's all about just hitting the button, talking, and then hitting the button and publishing. All right, pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. All right, so I want to really also, let me see if I can do this. I hope this thing sounds good. Let me see if I can get to this. I don't want that. This goes away. What's this? Can I have this? All right, yeah. I want to thank the people around the world. I'm at 14,500 downloads. I don't like to do 500s, but if I don't do it today, I'll forget. Because I see people, by the way, posting on Facebook, oh yeah, 1,000 downloads. I'm like, is that a lot? I don't even know. You know, I've seen all these different posts about their downloads. So is that a lot? I don't know if that's a lot. So I go looking at mine, go, wait a minute. This woman just made a big deal about 1,000. Somebody else made a big deal about, I don't remember how many. It's just all different numbers people are posting on Facebook. Not just friends of mine, just various podcasters around the world. So I look at my numbers, I go, wait a minute. My thing says 14,000. At the time, it was like 13,000. So that was like a couple months ago. So now I'm at like 14,500. Anyway, so I just want to thank the people of Australia, the Philippines, the United Kingdom, Canada, Mongolia. 0.69% of my audience is in Mongolia. Go figure. Who are you? Hey, hi, it's Dave. Hello, Mongolian. Are you Mongolian? Is that a proper way? I'm not trying to be funny or disrespectful. It just says here Mongolia. Hey, Germany. 0.49% of my audience is in Germany. Hey, how are you? Bisnachen. Bisdaken. I don't even know how to say that. Spain. 0.46%. Hey, Spain. How you doing? France. 0.39%. Hey, how you doing? Mexico. 0.33%. This is like the favorite show of Mexicans who are trying to come across the border. They listen to Dumbing It Down with Dave. They sit there at the campfire. They're on the Mexican side. They're depressed, like, we got to get to America. And somebody says, hey, why don't we listen to Dumbing It Down with Dave? So that's why the numbers are so low in Mexico, because only one person has the phone. But they sit around in a campfire, and 10 of them listen. Anyway, and then 3% of my audience is other. Around the world, I have 3%. So, and by the way, so 89% of my audience is in America. Australia is 2.53% of my audience. What? Yeah. And by the way, I can get specific with this. In the cities, they give me cities, Spreaker does. Who's listening to me in Norristown, Pennsylvania? Well, thank you, 3.42%. Why don't you say hello in the Spreaker box? Or why don't you tweet me at Done With Dave? Why don't you email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com? I'd read your thing. How about you call the show? 3477 I am dumb. 3477. It's really 347 and then 7 I am dumb. I don't want to go into my my text messenger, but anyway, 14%. Oh, my phone's dying. So anyway, do I have to do it? Let me see. Can I do it? Let me get out of here while I'm driving, looking for my messages. There it is. Myself. I should have this memorized, right? I should have it memorized, or I should have it on a card that I refer to every week. So it's 3477 I am dumb, the letter I am DUMB, or 347-746-3862. 347-746-3862. That's the Dumbing It Down with Dave hotline. It's also called the Dumb Line. So you can call. If you don't want to text, you can leave a message. 347-746-3862. There you go. That would really be great. If you're that person listening to me in Norristown, or people listening to me in Norristown, Pennsylvania. I haven't even looked it up. Where is that? New York City. I got 2.56 of my audience living in New York, New York. Akron, Ohio, Who's in Akron, Ohio listening to me? Also 2.56. Brooklyn, 2.33. Check out this city. Adelaide, 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 Australia, 2.24%. Boy, that's all the way around the other end of the world. Who are you? Why aren't you saying hello to me? You'd really make me happy if you could either post in the Spreaker box, call the Dumbing It Down with Dave hotline, the dumb line, tweet me at Dumb with Dave, retweet me, or why don't you go to the Facebook group, Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. You know what it's called? It's called the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. I made it even easier to find it now because there's a Dumbing It Down with Dave podcast like page. I don't know what that's all about. But you go to the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group and you say hello. Post a picture of yourself listening to the show. I don't know. Share something with me, Australian. Adelaide, I looked it up. It's a nice city. I think I would want to go there for a vacation if we ever get out of this. Orange Park, Florida, 1.56%. Who are you in Orange Park? Say hello. Costa Mesa, California. Thank you. Albany, I expect Albany, Newburgh, whatever. And then, listen to this. This is what I hate about Spreaker also. I don't hate, but whatever. It says other. 52%, 52.6%, 52.68% is other cities. That's a lot. That's a lot of other cities. I want to know that list, but they won't give me that list. I guess I got to get like a better package. So to all those cities and countries I've mentioned, thank you for listening. Hey, man, hook me up, man. Say hello. Tweet something, and then tweet at Kia. It's like Kia American or Kia Motors or something. Hook a brother up, man. You guys are listening, and I love the fact that I hear from the same people in one breath. You know, Linda is a great commenter, and Aaron comments, and Patrick. I've had 3 Patricks. I'm kind of down to 1 Patrick now. It's all good. I don't care. You know, you do, you don't, whatever. But you gotta understand how great it would be for me to see people posting that don't know me. I have no delusions of grandeur. I don't think this show is like this big popular show, you know. And you know, the other day I said I'm thinking about this is going to be the end, like 2020. At some point, we're going to end this whole thing. I was definitely feeling a little depressed and dark, and right now I feel a little bit better. But it doesn't matter. There's still some sort of pragmatism to this whole thing that doesn't make any sense to me. What's pragmatic for me? What's pragmatic for me is I get out of podcasting. I get out of YouTube. I work and come home. I've tried that before. It doesn't really work. But pragmatically it works. Emotionally it doesn't work for me. All right. Speaking of, by the way, Dumbing It Down with Dave, the number I just gave you, 3477, I am dumb, and whatever the other number was I gave you, which I can't remember. This is what it sounds like. I want to thank this caller. Listen to this. See if you can recognize this voice.
Hey, Dave, it's Joe. Great episode about the friend. We can agree or disagree about things, but we can still be friends and be respectful. I totally get where you're coming from, and I just want to say great episode. Thanks.
All right. Well, that was Joe. That was Joe from the No Sitting on the Sidelines Dad. So thank you, Joe, for being the first person to call me on the Dumbing It Down with Dave on the dumb line, the hotline. I'd rather call it the dumb line, but for a while, it's the Dumbing It Down with Dave hotline, but it's the dumb line. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, Dave, it's Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, it's Joe.
There you go. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. As we wind down. And by the way, did you notice this at the beginning of the show?
Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad.
How could she say hi, Dad? That is my dad. And he's saying hello to me. So how in the world is she saying hi, Dad? This is the problem with these interpreters. Why would you say hi, Dad? Obviously, you see him. That's the man. Whatever. Okay. There's no way. He'd say, hi, this is Dad. But she says, oh, this is how many years I've been talking to my father on the phone. I can't get a good interpreter. All right, so listen, I did a lot of statistics today. I didn't really think I was going to do that. I wanted to talk about some other stuff that's more emotional and more political. And I'll do that in another episode this week since I didn't get to it. But one of the things that bothers me is I love that you guys are, whatever you're doing. Some of you Facebook, some of you tweet, some of you Facebook group, and you speaker chat. But I know you all. I want to see people I don't know, and they're out there. They just don't want to talk. All right, it was a hard out, as they say in the business. Thanks for listening, guys. Thank you, Hal. Thank you for listening to this episode of Dumbing It Down with Dave. goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, good rats, Godspeed, and great skills. Take care.